back to this channel. It's your resident internet psychic medium and spiritual advisor, Mr. Grain. And today I'm going to give you a pro tip for learning how to read the court cards and tarot. I know they can be a bit tricky. So court cards and tarot have actually been the set of cards that I get the most amount of questions about because people find them kind of vague. There's this feeling of like getting the concept of it kind of a little bit, but it's always really vague. And throughout the years, I've been trying to figure out a solid teaching method to help people remember the meanings of different court cards in tarot. Now, before I give you the pro tip, if you are interested in this and you want more information about it, you can actually get that information in the Fool's Guide to Tarot, available on Amazon now. When writing this book, I was trying to figure out how can I best explain this to people, and so I created a new system. I actually ended up creating a new teaching system for how to explain court cards in tarot. And the teaching system is called the Royal Family. So all court cards have now been broken up into the Royal Family. Now, I do want to clarify that does not change the meaning of the cards. It's just a better way to help you remember what each of the cards do. Now, this Royal Family is made up of different personalities. Each person in the family now has a different role, and each family in tarot rules over a different realm. So when you're thinking about the suits, you have your wands, your cups, your swords, and your pentacles. Each court card from each suit is part of a different family that rules over a different realm. So the court cards of the wand suit is now the Wands Court Royal Family. And guess what that royal family rules over? It rules over the suit of wands, which is your passions and everything that you want. That is their realm. It's the realm of your passions. And each person in that family has a particular role and a particular job that they do as the family as a whole rules over your passions. This is now for all 4 suits in tarot. So before we get into the suits, I want to give you quick pro tips, and the pro tips are actually in the book as well, about each role in the royal family. So anyone that is a page, that is the baby of the royal family. So if you get a page, think about what a child would do of the royal family. Think about the maturity level of a child and how that person would handle that responsibility. If you get a knight, that is the teenager. That is the adolescent of the family. Think about that maturity level. Think about your maturity level when you was a teenager. Now apply it to a royal family. Apply it to someone who now has a job, who now has a role or a function in the royal family. How would that person do their job with the maturity of a teenager? And of course, you got your queen and your king, the queen being the mother of the royal family. How would a mother rule over a particular responsibility depending on her realm? And then you also have the king. How would a father fulfill his responsibility? So let's start with the Wands Court and the royal family of the Wands Court. So an additional thing that I added as part of this method in order to help you remember is now every royal family has an emblem. They all have their sort of family crest, right? And for the wands, their emblem is a salamander. Now, what is a salamander? It's associated with fire, and it represents like adaptability, the ability to sort of shed a skin and adapt to something. If you'll notice very closely, if you pay attention to your court cards, and we'll use the Page of Wands as an example, there are salamanders on their clothes. And when it comes to what that family does, and how they rule over their particular realm of what you want, of what your desire, of what your passions are. The Royal Family of Wands rules over the realm of passionate energy, inspiration, and action. Each member of the royal family in the Wands Court carries a spirit of ambition and adventure and symbolizes different aspects of fiery energy. They are the explorers. They are the go-getters, the risk-takers, the visionaries, the charismatic leaders, and the flame keepers who know how to stoke the inner fire. That is their job. That is their role. The Wands Court can also represent actual people, such as family members and friends, or people that you encountered throughout your daily life. And they can also represent people in certain professions that require trailblazers, such as entrepreneurs, innovators, entertainers, business consultants, managers, and CEOs who know how to motivate and inspire teams. They are your wheelers and dealers, or people slinging contracts and bulldozing through negotiations. The Wands court also embodies a spirit of adventure, and so it involves professions that include travel. Now, moving on to the Royal Family of Cups, or the Cup Court. Their family emblem is a fish. Now, why is it a fish? Because it's on their clothes. It's something that's going to help you remember what it is that they do. Fish swim in water. Emotions are a little bit watery. They flow. So the Royal Family of Cups rules over cups. They rule over the emotions, and they rule over water, right? And so with that, that means that their realm and their role is to then rule over things like emotions, creativity, and imagination. They can also represent people as well, such as family members or friends or people that you encounter in your daily life, and can represent people from certain professions, such as mental health professionals, social workers, artists, musicians, spiritual healers, psychics, astrologers, or other similar roles. When it comes to the Royal Family of Swords, their family emblem is the butterfly. And you can see it here on the King of Swords and on his throne. Now, this particular family rules over the mind, they rule over creative thinking, and they rule over decision making. This family are made of characters who represent the essence of cleverness, sharp ideas, and clear and concise communication. They are archetypes that guide the fool through complicated mazes of the mind. You know what happens when you think too much. And again, they also represent people, whether it's your family or your friends or people that you encounter in daily life, and also represent people in different professions like an analyst, pilots, detectives, surgeons, lawyers, computer engineers, or roles that require a sense of mental fortitude. Last but not least is the court cards and the pentacles, or the royal family of the pentacles. Now, this family is my favorite family, and their family emblem is grapes. Why? Or grapevine. And the reason for that is not only is it depicted throughout the entire suit, right? You have the King of Pentacles completely decked out in grapevines. And grapes are a symbol of abundance, right? Because you can eat one grape and you still got more grapes left on the vine. And this particular family rules the material realm while also learning how to lap up luxury, because one grape is enough, but they've got plenty. And they have learned how to embrace and bask in the pleasures of the earthly realm, because why would you only manifest a tiny cottage when penthouses are houses too? They also represent people. And again, the people can be your friends, your family, or people that you encounter in your daily life. And they are people who are in earthly professions, professions that have to do a lot of times with money or with some kind of physical resource. And so that could be an investor, a banker, an accountant, property managers, realtors, building contractors, or people that work with their hands like craftsmen. So that's it. Those are the royal families. Those are the court cards. The court cards are ruling over the entire suit. So again, going back to pages, knights, queen, and kings, think about how those people would be, their maturity levels, where they are at in life, and how they would rule over a suit. How would a Knight of Pentacles or a teenager rule over something like money? Would they be smart? Is that the one that you would trust with an investment? So anyway, guys, if you like that and that technique is helpful, you can find the royal families in the full guide to tarot. The link to that is in the description box below. As always, if you like what you see, please subscribe to this channel. And if we don't meet again, I'll see you next lifetime.